All right, guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make really nice presentations inside of Claude Cowork. These are presentations that do not look like the generic AI generated ones you see all over the place. These look professionally designed. They're smooth. They're nice. And we're going to do this by using my own custom skill for building presentations. Now, this is one of the most highly requested skills or videos that I have, because this is the same skill I use to make the presentations for my YouTube videos and other work. And a lot of people are always asking, like, how did you make this? Did you make this with Claude Code or Claude Cowork? And yeah, that's yes to both of them. I used to use Claude Code. Now we can do it in Claude Cowork, all right? Now we're going to be using Claude Cowork. Like I said, we haven't launched here, but the first thing we need to do is actually upload the skill. So in your Claude Cowork, you're going to come down here, right? You're probably familiar with it by now. Settings, we have capabilities, scroll down, and we can see all of our skills, all right? I already have my skill uploaded here. It's called Presentation Builder. And take a look at this here. It's a couple different folders. We have the skill.md file, which tells us to generate polished HTML slide presentations from video scripts, outlines, or topic briefs. So you can use anything. I like to use my Substack transcripts or newsletters. YouTube transcripts or Substack newsletters. This will kind of invoke whenever you ask to create a presentation, slide deck, pitch deck, etc. We go through different reference files here, the process. The way I have this done here is it will map your content to different slide types. So for example, it'll like look at what your content is and where it can map to these. So we have opening and hook, we have bold claims or quotes, items, before and afters, etc. We have the design, we have the building protocol, the verification, the rules, and stuff like that, all right? And then we also have a folder of assets where there is a template in here for Claude Cowork to follow. So this is like the type of presentations we're going to be building here. You probably have seen this before on my YouTube. I'll show you an example of one here. And then here we also have references, which are some reference and markdown files about templates and designs. So what I did was, if you're familiar with Claude's or Anthropic's own front-end design tool or front-end design skill, which makes beautiful front-end design, I combined that with presentation building to bring that all together, right? So you're going to need to upload this skill to your Claude Cowork. You're going to come here to your skills. You are going to add the skill. You are going to upload the skill, and you are going to drag the skill into here, which needs to be a zip file, which you can find below. It's on my Substack. It'll be right here, this presentation builder zip file. You'll drag it into there, and it'll be ready to go, right? These are the type of presentations we can make here. You can see, and we're going to build that out right now, all right? All right, so once we have the skill uploaded, we're going to come to Cowork. We're going to start a new task. We need to open up the correct folder, right? Or your own folder. So I'm going to open up my coworking folder here. Let me show you what that looks like. I have this folder here named Alex. It's basically my coworking folder. And really, this is the one I've been using for OpenClaw right now. That's why you'll see a lot of user.md, sol.md. This is a lot of the infrastructure for OpenClaw. But I'm just using this as my general coworking folder that's being experimenting, plugging it in and out of different tools. Within this coworking folder, I have a lot of different stuff here, right? So under the Alex folder, I have all my different content. We can come here to YouTube. I have all these different transcripts. I have my current presentations. I have thumbnails, all sorts of stuff here. And besides that, I also have a folder of assets here. And this is really important to have too if you're going to make really nice presentations. It's really good to have a folder of assets like this, where you have all these different, especially if you're doing how-to guides or you're talking about other tools. It's great to have these different company logos and tool logos inside of here, because then you can really start building up a really nice presentation, right? So this is the coworking folder I'm going to be using. All right, so what we're going to do is go into Claude Cowork, and we're going to open up that folder. You can see here, I already have it opened up. And literally, now that the skill is already there, you can just tell, for example, what I'm going to tell Claude is, use your presentation builder skill to build me a nice presentation for my latest YouTube video. You'll find the transcript inside of your folder. We're going to give it something. We're going to use Opus 4.6, and we're going to give it a very basic task right now to build it based off of the skill. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you what that looks like and then how you can make it look even better with, for example, those assets and logos. So it's going to start by reading the presentation builder skill. It's going to find the transcript in my folder. All right, it's going to run all of this. You could see, if you're familiar with Claude Cowork now, it's getting way, way better. So like I've always talked about using Claude Code to build these co-working systems, co-writing systems. We're getting to a point now where I'm pretty confident that Claude Cowork will be able to replace this for all of, the non-developers, the people who are in my community, mostly non-developers. Claude Cowork will be able to replace Claude Code here soon for doing stuff like this. So you can see here, it found my latest transcript, which is about OpenClaw setup, which was one of my latest videos. We can see here the progress it's doing in the top right. So it found the transcript, it's mapping the content, it's now designing the color palette, building the HTML slides, and then it will verify the presentation. We could come down here, we could see the context, and we can see the different files that it's working in. So we'll let that run for another minute, and then you'll be able to see the final product. All right, so Claude just finished with the presentation. I would say it probably took about 3 minutes, like 3 minutes for an amazing presentation. And we could see here that it verified it. It ran into a problem with opening it on the browser, but then it fixed itself. It verified it, and now it gave us the slide breakdown. And the coolest thing about Claude Cowork is we can now just view this right here. We don't even have to leave. So here, you can see right here on the bottom, Claude gives us the actual HTML presentation. We can either literally open it here in our folder, we can open it in Google Chrome, we can open it here right in Cowork, and you can also see it here, right? So the first thing we can do is just click this right here, and look, it opens it right up here. So this is the presentation. The transcript it was creating the presentation based on was my previous video about using OpenClaw or ClaudeBot with Obsidian for the perfect kind of co-working setup, right? So that's some context for you to have about this presentation. So you could see it did the perfect OpenClaw setup, how I co-work with my AI agent 24/7. Keeps going down here, talks about what we're covering. Talks about this. We have before and after. We have like a workspace structure. We can have like terminal stuff. We can have two machines, one workspace, whatever. Just a bunch of different types of content that can be fit into different styles, right? Now here you can also open it in your folder, like I said, or you can even just open it here on Chrome, and you can see the full HTML presentation. And this is what I'll do for YouTube videos, right? So I'll make up my YouTube script beforehand, or take a newsletter. I'll use this presentation builder skill to create this presentation, this HTML presentation, right? And then I'll keep this open when I'm recording my YouTube videos, and it acts both as like an outline for me and also for a great presentation for everybody to see. All right, now this presentation is great, right? But it's still not perfect, because if like the colors are not correct, like the OpenClaw, this is not the right color for OpenClaw. Obsidian's purple, OpenClaw's red, but we could fix that, right? So let's go back into Cowork, and what we're going to do is actually take a look at the folder. Remember my workspace folder here? In my assets, in my logos, we can see I actually already have an Obsidian logo, and I have an OpenClaw logo, right? This little red, whatever, lobster, crab, whatever it is. So I want to take those, and I want to tweak my presentation so that it fits that better. So let's go back here, and let's go to Claude, and let's say, this is really great. I need the color scheme, though, to match OpenClaw and Obsidian, and also include their logos. So inside your assets folder, you are going to find logo for OpenClaw and logo for Obsidian. Use those logos and also the color scheme. All right, so we're going to tell Claude Cowork that, and it's going to edit this presentation now to make it, like a million times better, because now it's going to be on brand with OpenClaw and Obsidian. So it's going to find those logos, and it's going to update the color scheme. You can see here it's locating it. It already located it inside of my folder. It's going to embed them and look at the brand colors. So like it's like really cool. You could put, for example, if you're like me who does a bunch of how-to guides, videos about other tools, just have this huge folder labeled. You need to have it labeled correctly. Each logo should be labeled very clearly so that when you tell Claude, it knows where to find it, right? But also if you're working for a company, you have a bunch of company assets, you could put screenshots in there. Just keep everything labeled, and it will put it inside of your presentation. You could see here that it found the, OpenClaw and the Obsidian color schemes, and it's going to rewrite it. So that'll take probably a minute or so, and we'll check back. All right, so it's been like another 3 minutes, and you could see, look at the crazy difference now on the presentation on the right. Like it took it from like a 5 to a 10. We have the logos here. We have OpenClaw plus Obsidian. We got the color scheme correct. Keep scrolling down. We got the beautiful red, the purple, and it just like takes it to a whole nother level, right? So that's why it's super important. I mean, look at this. It's so it looks so well designed, right? And that is why it's super important to have a really well built co-working folder for Claude Cowork. And if you're going to do anything with visuals, especially presentations, make sure to have a folder of assets, clearly labeled, screenshots, whatever, right? And that's really it. This is how you can keep creating these incredible presentations. At the bottom, you're going to see we have some CTAs. You might have to tell Claude to edit depending on what you want your CTA to be. This should take me to my it's not going to take me there, but I would have to tell it to take me to my Substack or my YouTube or whatever. And that's it. Now we have this. You could see it in the folder here. It even knew to put it in my presentations folder. So this is my original co-working folder. And then inside of here, we have the presentation and it's HTML. We can open it up here and you have it forever. So yeah, that's how to make these stunning like presentations with Claude Cowork. If you want the presentation builder skill, my custom one that creates these, you can grab it below. It's included in my Substack. And drop any questions, comments, or anything else you want to see inside of Claude Cowork in the YouTube below or on Substack.